everyone, and welcome to my video series on Microsoft Word. I am super excited to show you how this program works. Some features I'm sure you may or may not have seen, but others are widely unused but very appreciated once learned. In this video, we're going to understand what this software is all about, so let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Now, a word processing program is a software program that includes tools for entering, editing, and formatting text and graphics. Microsoft Word is the most powerful word processing program that allows us to create and enhance a wide range of documents quickly and easily. Now, the electronic files we create using Word are called documents. That's why we see that .doc or .docx as the file extension. One of the benefits of using Word is that document files can be stored on a flash drive, on the OneDrive for a cloud service, or other storage device, making it easy for us to transport these files. Now you may notice I already have a document open here, but all we needed to do once we launched the program is go to File and then New if you're wanting to start from scratch, or Open if you're wanting to open an existing file. So what I did is I selected New, and then I selected Blank Document, and it dumps me in to a blank document to play with. Now I want us to first focus on what is referred to as the ribbon, which is this top menu here. There is a lot going on and it can be overwhelming to see all the different features available. So deep breath. Throughout these videos you will see them put to use. And just like with any other Microsoft Office program, there's usually more than one way to accomplish something. Now here on the ribbon we first have what are referred to as tabs, starting with the file which we went to in order to open a document. If you click on File, the ribbon will go away, but we can click this arrow here to return. Then we have our Insert tab, our Draw tab, Design, Layout, our References tab, our Mailings tab, our Review tab, our View tab, and our Developer tab. That's when we really get into the deep stuff. Now most of what we're going to use would be on the Home tab. That has to do with our fonts, our sizes, our colors, and our basic formatting tools. Now up here in the very top corner, this little mini menu, this is known as the Quick Access toolbar. So when I'm saying let's use our Quick Access, that's what I'm talking about. And we'll see if we click on this down arrow here, there's actually a little bit more to it than we're seeing. Right now we're seeing what's checked off, which is the Save, Undo, Redo, and Touch or Mouse mode since I'm on a laptop. But if you wanted to, you can click on these other items and it will add it to the Quick Access toolbar as well. So see, now we see the new blank document icon is added, so I could quickly create a new document, just like that. Now along the very top here is the title bar, and right now it just says Document 3 because I have not saved it. And up here is the Ribbon Display Options button. If we click on this, it will give us the option to hide the ribbon. So if we don't want to see all these features, you could click on this button and you can hide them. Now something else you'll need to be familiar with as we go through these videos is what's referred to as a group. Down here at the bottom of the ribbon, you will notice these words here. These are groups. So if I say the clipboard group, I'm referring to this group here. Microsoft has put in a lot of effort to try to group similar tasks together so that when you're searching, it gives you an idea what those buttons are going to be about. This has to do with pages. This has to do with adding illustrations, and so on. Now the bar all the way over here on the right, that's our scroll bar to go up and down, so we don't have to use the arrow if we don't want to. And in the bottom corner we have our layout views. So there's the read mode, the print layout, which is my personal favorite. I probably spend the most time in this one. And then the web layout. And then we also have our toggle bar for zooming in and zooming out. So see how we can make our document bigger or smaller. Now this white space here, this is referred to as the document window. And then here on the left is the vertical ruler, which helps us understand where we're at in our page. And then along the top is the horizontal ruler. Right now our margins are set to 1 inch. That's why we see there's gray on the ruler, reflecting what is not going to be able to be typed in, which is why it's starting us out right here. Oh, and one last thing I forgot to mention, this bottom bar is referred to as the status bar. So if I'm talking about status, I'm talking about the bottom bar. Now let's talk a little bit about the pointer. You may notice that the pointer is looking a little funny right now, almost like a capital I. That's referred to as the I-beam pointer, which is used to select text. So you will see it primarily showing up when we're in the document window. Now if I start to hover over here, look, it switched to an arrow. How did it do that? It's like magic. Now this is here our just normal selection pointer. It's getting ready for us to select something. And so that's why we see a few differences with our pointers. As we go along in other videos, we might see a couple more. If we do, I'll point them out to you and let you know why it's happening. So let's actually start a document. So I am going to write a letter to a fake organization. So let's just go Quest Specialty Travel. Then I'm going to press enter twice. I'm going to type in 2, and then tab twice. And notice I pressed tab. Tab is a way to go several spaces forward instead of pressing the space bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that could get really annoying. Now I'm going to type some stuff here and then I will catch you on the other side. Okay, I'm back. Now I've typed up just a few things. So now that we have this populated somewhat with some text, I wanted to show you guys some cool features. So with Word, it's really smart when it comes to dates. So for here with the date, if I start typing a date, so let's see, right now we're in February. So I'll do FUBR, and then look at the top, all of a sudden this little prompt comes up that says February, press enter to insert. So if I hit enter, it will finish typing it for me. Lovely. And then if I hit space again, it will prompt again saying, do you want to use today's date? Which is February 11th, 2018. So if I do, I can just hit enter and it will complete the rest of the date for me. Now obviously if it's in the past, I'll want to go in and change the date, but it is nice that it gives us the option with what's referred to as autocomplete text to speed up our progress. Awesome. Now something else I wanted to show you. So I had typed in a couple sentences here. I will go ahead and finish typing out this month and watch. I'm going to press enter and we'll notice that it's jumping down quite a bit further. This is because Word is applying the normal style to this text. Normal style includes additional space in between paragraphs. Now we could always change that if we wanted to. Let's say we wanted them to be right on top of each other with no space. All we first need to do is select the text before and after so that we have the gap in between highlighted, and then go into our paragraph group, hit the more button, which is that arrow pointing in a corner, and then right here where it says spacing before and after, Word acknowledges that there is more space in between the paragraphs than is planned for after the paragraph, so it can't give us a solid number since there are multiple. So all I have to do is go in here, type in 0, PT for points, click OK, and it will collapse these two together. So although Word helps us out and assumes a lot, it still gives us the option to undo some of the automated features if we need to. Now one more quick thing for this basic video is spell correct. Even if you're not wanting to get all fancy, you're going to potentially want to check your spelling. So I am purposely going to type a word wrong. Now the good news is with Word, it will put a red squiggly line underneath a word that it says is spelled wrong. This could be especially helpful if you're trying to write a paper and get docked for misspelled words, or if you're at work and you're writing a very fancy memo to some very fancy people, you're not going to have some misspelled words there. So all I have to do is right click on this and it will first try to give me some options, guessing what I was trying to spell. But I spelled it so wrong, it's not giving me the option that I want. So if I go back here and I take away this L, I think that's what's really throwing it off. And then, so I purpose, now we go. That's pretty close. Now let's right click on it again. And look, it's giving us the option on how to spell purposely. Not only does it tell us how to spell it, it even gives us a definition underneath it. You notice it says deliberately, intentionally, knowingly. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So I could either, of course, select this word and have it fix it, or I might even want to use one of these other words. Too cool, right? But let's take it one step further. Now instead of a spelling error, let's try to do some type of grammar error. So I am wondering how it will read this sentence, period. Okay, so a couple things. We're seeing some red squiggly and we're seeing some blue underlines. Right? The difference here is it's noticing that there is something wrong with the sentence as far as punctuation. So if I right click on the word so, it wants to add the comma. It says add comma after introductory element. Oh, they're right. I did miss that comma. So if I click on this, it will add that comma, and now that sentence is beautiful. Here it's noticing a couple things. It's saying, okay, Either it's a grammar with 2 blue lines, or you started to spell something and forgotten it's just a wrong or misspelled word. Let's right click on the misspelled word first, and it tells us delete repeated word. See, isn't Word so smart? So I can actually select to delete it, and watch what happens. It now is fine grammatically, so it removes the double blue underline. One more thing about the autocorrect features, and then we will move on. I am going to purposely spell this sentence wrong, and then I'm going to right click on it, and then I'm going to go over here to this arrow pointing to the right. When I hover over it, it gives us some additional options. It can give us additional autocorrect options, or we could even have it read the word aloud to us if we want to hear how it sounds. I'm just going to select sentence, and there we go. So no grammar and spelling errors in our document. Awesome. Now let's just say this document is good to go and I'm ready to save it. To save, we go to File, and then we would select Save As for the first time. The reason why it's important to select Save As the first time you're saving it is because you want to make sure you know where it's saving. Too many times, I can tell you, I've had so many students say, I worked on a document, I swore I saved it, but then I don't know where it went. It's because you just clicked Save, most likely, and it saved to a folder that you're not sure where it is, whether it's temporary files, downloads, you name it. So make sure you know where it's going by clicking Browse, find where you want to save it. So a lot of times I'll start out on desktop if I'm not sure. And once you have selected where you want it to save, which folder, you can click Save and it will save it to that place. Now what's nice about Word, in the event you accidentally press Save and not Save As, because it does happen, is when you open the program again, you can always go to File, Open, and it will show you your most recent documents. So here I just worked on this, and so it says today, and it even gives the timestamp. So I can actually open it this way. So if you're not sure where you left it, go into your recents, open it up, and then Save As to save it where you want it to go. Beautiful. So now this document is saved. Another way to save, now that we have done our initial Save As we continue to make changes, we can click on the Save button over here in the top left corner in our Quick Access toolbar, or we can simply click Control S and it will automatically save it. Now, one thing to point out is Word, just like other Office programs, do have an autosave feature. If your computer crashes and you reopen the program for the first time, it will ask you, hey, we noticed you have some unsaved changes here. Do you want to try to refresh or restore your document? I can tell you 99.9% of the time, whenever I hit yes, it literally took me to where I left off, which has been great. But I want to caution you, don't rely on it. Don't purposely not save thinking, oh, well, if I lose it, I can always use the autosave feature to restore my documents. No, the autosave feature is on a cycle. It is doing it ever so often, not every second. So there will always be a risk of it not saving all of your progress. So please do the diligent thing and save your document occasionally. Now, a few more things in this video before I let you go. Let's talk about selecting text. Before we delete, edit, or format text, we must select the text. Now, this could be by dragging like so with your mouse. It could be holding Shift and pressing the arrow key to select the text. Or if you wanted to grab everything, you can do a Control A or Command A if you're on a Mac to select all of it. But regardless of the way that you select it, some like to see the formatting marks. Now, what is a formatting mark, you might wonder? Formatting marks are special characters that appear on our screen but do not print. To bring those up, we're going to go to our paragraph group and click the paragraph, it's the backwards P, and then we will notice that we now see these black paragraph tags showing up all over our document. This is helpful because we can see why there's a blank space here. It's because we hit the return key. Every time we hit enter or return, it added a paragraph. Even though we removed the spacing in between these two, we still hit enter to start a new paragraph. We will also notice, I don't know if you saw it right off the bat, these little black dots. The black dots represent a space every time we hit the space bar. And then finally here, these arrows, these represent how many times we hit the tab bar. So I hit it twice, and so we see 2 arrows in between each. Now, why work with these, you're wondering? Well, working with formatting marks can help us select, edit, and format text with precision. Now, if we're wanting to edit our text, and let's say I want to edit this whole line here, if we go all the way to the left until our pointer changes to a right-facing arrow, you notice that, and click on it, it will select the entire line. Can be very helpful if we're wanting to wipe that out all at once without having to drag our arrow to select that whole line. Now once you're done using these formatting marks, or if you just find that they distract you, you can click the paragraph tag again at any time and it will turn them off. See? On, off, on, off. And remember, they do not print, so even if you left them on, when you printed your documents, you would not see them. One more thing about selecting text that you may find helpful is if you're wanting to select a word, you can just double click, it will select the word. If we click again, it will unselect it. If I triple click, 1, 2, 3, it will select the entire paragraph. So Word has given us many ways to try to speed up our task and save us time when it can. Now let's format some of our text here. I'm going to select Quest Specialty Travel, doing the triple click. And notice whenever I triple click, it will automatically pop up what's known as a mini toolbar. So it's trying to save me time. It's like, well, you don't have to go all the way up here if you don't want to. We'll actually just give you a mini toolbar right by your words so that you can save time. A little lazy if you ask me, but you know what? Save time is money, right? So I can easily change this to bold. I can change the color. I can make this blue. I can even apply some styles. This is a heading, so I can click styles and then click on title, and it will automatically apply title features, a bigger font. And there's a lot more that go into styles as far as accessibility, but that's another video. We can add list items, but you know what I want to do is not in my mini toolbar. I want to also center this. So to center this, we go to the paragraphs group and hit the center, which is the lines that look centered if you look real close, and it will center the text here. Now, since I applied the title style, it did remove the color I added. So I'm going to highlight this again, and I'm going to change the color back to blue. There we go. Oh, it's looking so much better already, and I haven't even done that much. Now I'm going to select my to and my from, and I'm going to make them stand out a little bit more. I'm going to make them bold, and I'm using my mini toolbar to accomplish this quickly. You can also do Command B or Control B in order to apply a shortcut. And I notice that this isn't capitalized, but the rest is. That's driving me a little crazy. There we go. And then I want a line between my first 3 lines and the actual content. Fix this paragraph here. I just pressed enter. So I'm going to click in between where the date is and the first paragraph to where I have the flashing pointer. And then in my paragraph group, I'm going to click this box. This is a borders box. We can add all sorts of borders. I'm going to go with the default one that's already pre-selected by clicking on it and see, oh, isn't that much cleaner now? Now this is really starting to look legit and professional. Oh, but look, a grammar error popped up. I did indeed need that comment after all. There we go. Grammar police are gone. Go to File, Print, and it will open the Print Preview screen, which will show you a thumbnail of the entire document, which is helpful. But we're not going to print right now, so I'm going to click back. And this document's good to go. I'm going to go ahead and close this baby out. Going to File, Close. If I hadn't saved and I tried to close it, it would have prompted me. It would have warned me, hey, do you want to save? So just know it's got your back. And then I don't need this second document already open. There we go. One more thing I promise before this video is over. Let's talk about how to use a document template. Document templates are a lifesaver, and there are so many out there for so many different tasks. Why start from scratch if there are beautiful templates already out there and ready to go? To access a template, we first have to go to File and then New, like we're starting a new document. But instead of clicking Blank Document here, we can select a template. And believe me when I tell you, there are thousands. So when we scroll down, this is some very basic, just first off templates. See, we even have beautiful full page color flyers here. Or we can even select a category like business, and then we will see business related ones. Or we can type in a keyword, like if I wanted to type in memo and hit enter, then it will give us some memorandum templates. So the one that we just did, we didn't have to start from scratch on that one. We could have selected, for example, this one. And then all we have to do is click create, and it will download the template and throw it in here. How cool is that, right? So see, now I can just type in the to, the from, fill out all that information, change the text down here, change the company name right here, and I am good to go. See how much time this is going to save me? I don't have to worry about any of the formatting. It's already done. And remember, there are so many templates out there. I encourage you to check them out. And that's it for this video. In the next video that's coming out, we are going to edit documents. Please stay tuned for that one. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.